Hello everyone, welcome to class today. And today we're going to use a very familiar props in yoga, that is the strap, to have you open your chest and the front of your shoulders. So if you don't have a strap at home, you can substitute it with a towel or a scarf or a belt that is not elastic. If you work a lot by the desk, you may feel very tight in the front of your shoulders, and these tight muscles will make other muscles like on your neck, on your shoulders tight too. In the class today, we're going to use the strap to open up, to stretch out the muscles at the front of your body, at your chest, so that we can bring more blood circulation into this area and give you more healthy and more good looking posture. So you can stand with your chest wide open and your shoulders behind. So now let's start by sitting cross-legged on the floor. We're going to warm up without the strap before we use it for shoulder openings. So sit cross-legged on the floor and let's inhale, bring your arms to over your head. And then bring your hands behind you and then in front of you. And do this for 3 rounds. And do it with your breath. After you have done 3 rounds, let's bring your right hand down to the ground on your right side. Maybe walking your right hand a bit further away so that you can bring your right elbow down to the ground. And at the same time, keep your left hip on the floor. Reaching your left hand to the right side and feel the stretch on your left side here. Let's take a deep inhale and slowly bring your left hand behind you. Open your arm very far away behind and to the front and finish a full circle. Let's continue doing this until you have done 3 rounds. Then keep your arms on top of your head again and bring your hand this time to the front and open very big to the back for 3 rounds. Try to make the circle as big as you can. And after you have done 3 rounds, let's bring your left fingertips down to the right side. It's a forward bend and a side bend at the same time. Keep your left hip on the floor as you walk your left hand further and further away. And you can just let go of your head and drop your chin down to your chest. It will stretch you in the left side of your upper body and also in your left lower arm, in your left underarm. And then let's inhale, bring your arms up over your head, sit up straight. And this time bring your hand in front of you and behind you for 3 rounds. And after this, let's bring your left hand down to the ground on the left side and walk your left hand away and away. Maybe you can bring your left elbow down, it's optional, but try to keep your right hip on the floor, don't lift it up like this. Reach your right hand further and further to the left side. Take a deep inhale to feel the stretch on your right side. And then let's bring your hand behind you and in front of you. And do this for 3 circles. We stop when you have done 3 times and then reverse the circling. And after 3 times, reverse the circling. Bring your right fingertips down to the floor on your left side. Relax your head, keep your right hip on the floor. Don't lift your right buttock up. And walk your right fingers away and away from you to encourage more stretch at the back side of your body. And then let's slowly come up again. Inhale, bring your arms to over your head. And exhale, bring your hands down to the side. And we are done with the warm-up. So let's move on to table pose. Keep your hands right underneath your shoulders and as wide as your shoulders. And your knees right underneath your hip bones and as wide as your hips. Let's do cat and cow. So inhale the cow pose. Bring your belly low and your chest up high. And exhale, round yourself, push your belly and your chest up rounded in your tailbone and your neck. 2 more times like this. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Try to make the shape of the pose very big. Inhale to cow pose. And exhale to cat pose. Next time you go to cow pose, you bring your right leg up with you too. So inhale, pointing your right toes up. And exhale, bring your knee toward your right upper arm. And step your right foot toward your hand. Now let's hold the strap with you. And try to hold the strap about a bit wider than your shoulders. Let's tear the strap apart. Like you try to do that, you can't do that, but you try to bring your hands further and further away as if you want to tear this strap apart. Now let's bring your arms to over your head and then behind you and continue tearing the strap apart. Lift your chest up and hug your belly in every time you exhale. So inhale, chest up, and exhale, squeezing belly in. Now let's move the strap further and further to the back side and then pull with your right hand and pull with your left hand. So in this pulling, fighting, let your left hand win and then let your right hand win. So you just move in this way. If you feel like it's too much for your shoulders doing this, hold the strap a bit longer. And then let's hold the strap with your left hand and bring your right hand down inside your right foot. Now let's turn your left foot behind you and fix your legs position so that your heel and your knee will be on the same line. Now there's a connection between your arm and your knee. Let's bring the strap over your head and then bring it behind you. So now your left hand is waiting with the strap on your right hip. Let's bring your right hand underneath and find the other end of the strap and walk your hands closer toward each other. Let's inhale, raising your chest up. And exhale, squeezing your belly in. This is a bounded position, and later we're going to do this in a standing pose, which is called bounded side angle. So this is a good practice for us before we move there. If you can hold your hands, that's awesome. You may not need to hold the strap, but if you are not holding your hands, then just make the gap between your hands as small as you can and tighten yourself every time you have a chance. One more time, inhale, feel how your spine is growing longer, and exhale, twist a bit more. So think of how your spine is like a cocktail straw. You have to lengthen them before you twist them, right? And then let's slowly get out of the pose, release your hand. Still holding the strap, but let's move your back leg inside the mat again. And raise yourself up. Hands in front of your heart as you inhale. And exhale, twist to the right side. Lean forward so that you can bring your left arm toward your right knee. And lower yourself so that your knee will be touching somewhere on your shoulders. Very close to your shoulders. Now let's push your knee out to your arm. And push your arm back to your knee in order to twist. But don't let your knee collapse in. Always push it out toward your arm. Now let's hold the strap with your right hand and bring it behind you. Bend your right elbow so the strap is now waiting at your left hip. Bend your left elbow and sneak your hand underneath your left buttock. Maybe you can find the other end of the strap. So to me, this side is my easy twist side. I can hold the strap very easily. But if you have a problem in this case, try to throw the strap a few times so that you can catch it with your other hand. Stay here for the next few breaths. When you inhale, lengthen through your spine. And when you exhale, turn your chest to the side and try to flip your chest up toward the sky. And after the next breath, let's slowly come back and get out of the pose. Bring the strap down to the ground. Bring your back knee off the floor and step your front foot back into plank pose. From plank, move forward and bend your elbows into Chaturanga before you land the floor. Let's hold 10 fingertips to the ground wider than your shoulders and go up to Cobra, pressing your thighs and your toes down to the floor. Bring your shoulders away from your ears so that you have long neck here. Take a deep inhale to feel how your chest is expanding to the front. And maybe you can feel a stretch in your belly too. And exhale, let's slowly get down toward the ground. Now hand next to your chest and let's push up slowly into downward facing dog. When you're in down dog, keep your feet as wide as your hips. Bend your knees slightly and walk your heels on and off the floor. So I have been developing a running hobby these days, and yesterday was the first time I ran 7 kilometers. So today I can feel how my legs are very tight in the hamstring and the calf. Doing downward facing dog feel tight, but that's what makes doing yoga so good. If you're tight, you feel it more. And then let's go to plank pose as you inhale and exhale, knees down toward the floor. We end up in table pose again. Inhale into cow pose and exhale into cat pose. Next time you go to cow pose, as you inhale, bring your left leg up with you too. And when you exhale, let's bring the left knee to touch your left armpit. Try to be as rounded as you can so that you can step your left foot toward your left hand. Find the strap with you and go up to a kind of low lunge. And hold the strap about a bit wider than your shoulders. Pull the strap apart and bring your arm to over your head. Continue pulling apart as if you want to tear this strap into 2 pieces. And from here, let's lift your chest up and squeeze your belly in. And then let's move your hands so to the left, to the right. It's like your arms are fighting and each of them win at a time. And try to make the strap go deeper and deeper so that you have deeper and deeper stretch around your shoulders. And I don't know how you feel, but I can feel my shoulders getting heat up very much here. And then I'm going to hold the strap with my right hand and bring the left hand down toward the floor inside your left foot. Let's fix your right leg position so that now the right foot is behind you and your right knee is on the same line as your left foot. Check the connection between your left arm and your left knee again. Your knee is very close to your upper arm, to your shoulders. And then let's bring your right hand up to the sky with the strap. Bring your right hand behind you and down to your hips. And then let's bring your left arm from underneath your leg and to hold the other end of the strap. If you can hold your hands here, that's awesome. Keep holding your hands. Otherwise, just hold on the strap and open your right shoulders behind you as you turn your chest more and more up toward the sky. And stay here for a few breaths. And think of how you are using your left arm to push your left knee out. So don't let your left knee collapse in. The same thing later when we do bounded side angle pose. Let's stay here for one more breath. Inhale, lengthening through your spine. And exhale, turning up to the sky even more. And then you can slowly get out of the pose and fix your back leg position. So now you're back to the low lunge. You can lift your knee up and down a few times. And then let's hold the strap with you as you grow up into low lunge again. And this time twisting toward the left side. Turning your whole chest toward the left and lean yourself forward. Fix yourself a little bit so that your knee will go to very high up to your shoulders, as high as you can. And don't let your arm cross your knee in like this, but try to push your knee out to your arm. Turn your chest up to the sky. And then let's hold the strap with your left hand and bring it behind you. So this is my difficult side in the twist. I will need to throw my strap for a few times in order to catch it. So if you cannot find your strap, you can ask someone to help you, or you can just stay here so you don't have to catch the strap. If you can hold the strap, that's awesome. Let's walk your hand as close as you can toward each other and try to turn your chest away from your legs and up toward the sky. Stay here for the next few breaths. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. I feel very hot here because that's how I feel every time I do twist. And now you can slowly get out of this pose. Move the strap out of your way. We're going to use it later. Bring your back knee off the floor and step your front foot back into plank pose. Chaturanga as you move forward, and bend your elbows to touch into your sides as you go down to the floor. When you inhale, Cobra pose with your fingertips on the floor. And then exhale, let's go back down to the ground. Place your hands next to your chest and push up slowly into downward facing dog. And let's walk your heels on and off the floor again in downward facing dog. Look between your hands. And this time step your feet toward your hands position. Keep your feet parallel to each other and as wide as your hips. When you inhale halfway up, make your spine like you did in the cow pose. And exhale, forward bend. Let's use your hands to hold behind your heels. Bend your elbows. Let go of your head. Stay here for a few breaths. It's fine if you're bending your knees. But feel how you're folding from your hips. It's like your body is paper and you're folding right at your hip crease. And slowly get out of the pose. You can round yourself to stand up. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. And exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. And you can leave your hands at the side of your body. Close your eyes and stay here for a few breaths to calm you down before we move on to do kind of the same poses in standing position. As your body has calmed down and you're ready to move on, let's pick the strap from the ground and hold the strap with both of your hands again, a bit wider than your shoulders. Let's bring the strap up over your head and send it behind you. It's like you want to push this strap very far away behind, and your hands are constantly pulling the two ends of the strap away from each other. While you do this, try to hug your belly so that you have more strength into this pose. It's a back bend and a big chest opening here. I hope you feel the same way I do. I feel very, very much stretch in my chest. So when you inhale, lift your chest up even higher, and exhale, maybe pushing your hips forward and send this strap behind even further. And next time you inhale, let's slowly come up, hug your belly in. Let's press the equal strength down through your feet, and then push this strap toward the right side. Hug your belly in to protect your spine, so that we avoid having too much of an arc in your lumbar spine. Think of how you are trying to push this strap to the right side, especially your left hand. Your left hand is trying to reach the right side very much. Turn your chest a little bit up to the sky and you're going to feel it stretching you very much on your left side, all the way from your hip, through your waist, through your rib cage, your underarm. And then let's slowly come up straight as you inhale and exhale. Let's push this strap to the left side. Try to press the equal forks down through your feet and try to hug your belly in so that you will not point your buttock back. And reach both hands, especially your right hand, toward the left side and feel stretching you very much at your right side. All the way from your right hip through your right belly, your right rib cage and your right arm. And then let's inhale, come up straight. And this time bring the strap behind you and hold a bit tighter. Bring your hands a bit closer. Let's move your arms behind, squeezing your shoulder blades together so that your chest pop out. It's already a back bend here, but we're going to do forward bend. So fold from your hips and push the strap over toward the sky. If you feel very tight, you can lengthen the strap. That's fine. And if you feel like very hard to relax your head, you can bend your knees. And try to bring this strap over your head. And maybe a bit forward and toward the floor. Then let's do pulling the strap from side to side again. And this time you can add any movement you like pulling to the right and down, pulling to the left and down, something like that. Just do anything, even make a circle, so that you will feel it stretching you around your shoulders and bring mobility back to your shoulder joints. Even though you make very tiny circle or tiny movement, that's fine. The important thing is how you feel. And then let's slowly stand up and bring the strap in front of you again. This time step your right foot back, a long step, high lunge pose. Hold the strap about as wide as your shoulders. If you feel very tight, you can hold it wider. That's absolutely fine. Bend your front knee and keep your front heel right underneath your front knee. Raise your back heel up and keep your hips square, so both of your hips are facing to the front. Now let's bring the strap back. And we do chest opening here again in this high lunge pose. If you feel like you want to adjust the strap, do it. Feel free to do it so that you feel good on your body. You feel the benefits of chest opening on your body. When you inhale, lifting your chest up even higher, make your legs really strong to keep this shape. And when you exhale, bring the strap down and back. I feel really good in my pecs muscle, the big chest muscle here, being stretched very much. And then let's slowly come back and step your right foot down to the floor. Now your body is facing a little bit toward the right side in Warrior 2. Let's fix the pose a bit by lowering your hips, bending your front knee. You may need to step your feet further away from each other. Now your hips is almost as low as your front knee. And don't let your front knee collapse in. Open it out. Then let's bring the strap over your head as you inhale here. And exhale, let's use your right hand to pull the strap and your left hand toward the right side for reverse warrior. Keep bending your front knee and opening your front knee out so that your legs will be in stable forms. Then when you inhale, go up into Warrior 2 and release your left hand. Hold the strap only with your right hand. Bring your left hand down inside your foot. Bend your front knee and you find the connection between your arm and your knee again. Fix your pose so that you can be stable on both of your feet. And then do the bound. So bend your right elbow, weight at the other hip on the behind. And then bring your left hand underneath your hips to find the strap here. Once you find the strap, you can walk your hand so that they become really close to each other. And let's turn your chest up toward the sky. Push your arm out through to your knee so that your knee will not collapse in, and make your feet really strong on the floor. When you inhale, lengthening through your spine, and exhale, it's like you want to turn your chest up to the sky. Stay here for a few breaths, and if you can hold your hands already, that's awesome. You may even hold your lower hand higher on the wrist of the other arm. And then let's slowly get out of this pose. Now before you stand up, let's fix your back leg position. Step a bit closer so that you can stand up with both legs straight and your hips is now facing the front. It's pyramid pose. So we don't want to be too far away, you may lose the balance. And then let's hold the strap behind you. You can hold it pretty tight, like depend on how flexible you feel in your shoulders. Let's inhale, roll your shoulders back, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and exhale, forward bend in pyramid and pointing this strap behind. You try to lift the strap away from your body as much as you can. If you feel quite tight, you can hold the strap wider or you can bend your knee. But try to always pull your left buttock back and up so that you get the hamstring stretch benefits here too. Try to lift your shoulders away from your ears. It's like your whole arms are growing up, are pushing the strap up toward the sky. And then let's slowly move the strap down to the floor and step your front foot back into plank pose. In plank, move your shoulders forward, bend your elbows and lay down to the ground. Cobra pose the same way. Maybe this time you can go a bit higher than the previous time. Bring your shoulders down and have long neck. And then exhale, let's go back toward the floor. Hands next to your chest. Push up into plank and downward facing dog. In this down dog, let's inhale, bring your right leg up, point your toes. Keep your shoulders exactly the same, but turn your hips toward the right side and bend your right knee. Take a deep inhale and open your knee even higher. And exhale, let's bring your right knee to touch your right armpit. Move your whole body forward, being really rounded. And then step your right foot toward your right hand. And this time, let's find the strap with you and stand up into kind of a high lunge pose. Now let's hold the strap between your hands and turn your chest toward the right side for the twist. Let's bring the left arm down toward your right knee and try to push your knee out, because here it's very easy to push your knee in, but we don't want your knee to fall, to collapse in. So keep your right knee pointing out. Then let's use your right hand to hold the strap and bring it behind you. Bend your left elbow and try to sneak your left hand underneath your buttock, underneath your hip, so that you can find the other end of the strap. Here, if you feel like it's very unstable, you can bring your back foot down to the floor, or you can even bring your back knee down to the floor. If it's very hard for you to find the strap, bring your back knee down, find the strap, and then lift your back knee up. So this is bounded twisted lunge. It's a very hard pose. If you feel like you cannot find the strap at all, forget it. Just touch your left hand to your left hip. If you are here whenever you are full bound or half bounded, let's inhale, be lengthened, and exhale, twist a bit more. And then let's slowly get out of this pose. Tie a ring on my legs. Step your back foot forward. Inhale into a halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. And then stand up holding the strap with you. Let's hold the strap about as wide as your shoulders. Again, inhale, bringing the strap up. And exhale, bringing the strap back, lifting your chest up. Stay here for a few breaths. And then start doing pulling from side to side, from side to side. And then let's inhale, come up to straight position. Exhale, push the strap toward the left side to stretch your right side. Try to press down equally to both of your feet and see if you can go any deeper than the previous time. And then let's inhale, come up straight. And exhale, push this strap toward the right side. And then let's inhale, come back to the center, bring the strap behind you and do the forward bend with your hands holding the strap. So here, if you are quite restricted in your movement, just try to lift this strap away from your buttock, okay? And you can lengthen the strap so that it's easier for you. But try to move your shoulders away from your ears. So squeeze your shoulder blades as much as you can together. It's fine to bend your knees. Relax your head so that you feel your head neck being lengthened here. And then let's slowly get out of the pose as you stand up. Step your left foot back, a long step into a high lunge pose. Bend your front knee, stack your front knee right on the top of your front ankle and raise your back heel up, holding the strap about as wide or wider than your shoulders and bring it behind you. Take a few breaths here and try to bring your shoulders down and away from your ears so you have long, free neck. Don't cross your shoulders up. And try to send this strap very far away behind you. Stay here for a few breaths. You can look slightly up so that your neck will have space and you can breathe. Every time you exhale, tighten your belly in to gain more strength for this pose. And every time you inhale, feel the stretch in the front of your rib cage. And then let's slowly come up straight and turn yourself toward the left side. Hold the strap only with your left hand. Bend your front knee. Open your feet a bit wider. And keep your front knee turning out. Don't let it collapse into Warrior 2 as you inhale. Hold the strap again and bring it over your head. Inhale here. And exhale, use your left hand to pull your right arm toward the left side for Reverse Warrior. Try to stand very strongly on both of your feet, your back legs too. Bend your front knee more so that you can lower your hip and feel this big stretch on your right side. And then let's inhale into Warrior 2. Release your right hand. Keep your right hand on the ground, inside your right foot. Bend your front knee. And maybe you can fix your back foot position so that it's more stable for your pose, a bounded side angle. Let's bring your top hand behind you with the strap and then your right hand underneath your legs. You find the other end of the strap. Let's try to bring your arm to push into your knee so that you can turn your chest up to the sky. Stay here for a few breaths. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, turning your chest more up higher toward the sky. Just feel like you want to hide your top shoulders behind you. And then let's slowly get out of the pose. Before you stand up, let's fix your legs position. Step your back foot a bit closer so that you can stand up and stand on both feet with your hips facing the front. Now your legs are straight to do pyramid pose. Let's bring the strap behind you and you choose the way you hold the strap so that it can help you open your shoulders. So inhale, lift your chest up and move your shoulder blades closer. And exhale, let's lift this strap as high as you can away from your own body. Pyramid pose. If you are tight, you can bend your knees and you can hold the strap longer. Just try to lift the strap as high as you can away from your body. And try to lift your shoulders up too. Don't let your shoulders drop down to your ears. And then slowly get out of this pose, move the strap to the side, step your front foot back into plank pose. So if you feel like you were tight, don't worry, it doesn't matter at all because muscles are soft and they can stretch to be longer the more you practice. Now let's do Chaturanga. So move your shoulders forward and bend your elbows, squeezing to the sides of your body and lay down toward the ground. Cobra pose with your fingertips on the floor. Inhale. Maybe you can go higher than before. Press all your toenails down to the floor and bring your shoulders down away from your ears. And then exhale, let's go back toward the floor. Push up slowly into downward facing dog. Once you're fixed in down dog, let's keep your shoulders exactly like this and bring your left leg up and turn your hips toward the left side and bend your left knee. Some stretch is happening in the front of your left thighs. And then let's touch your left knee toward your left armpit and step your left foot toward your left hand into the high lunge pose and hold the strap with you as you stand up. So here, when we twist, if you feel like it's easier for you, if you bring your back foot down to the floor, then you can do that. But I would choose to keep my heel up. And the more you bend your front knees, the easier you can bring your upper arm down toward your knee. So try to make your knee touch very close to your shoulders and turn yourself toward the left side. If you feel like you're falling, you can bring your knee down. And when you feel stable, you can bring your back knee up. Let's hold the strap with your left hand, bring it behind you. This is my difficult side, so I will need to throw the strap a few times before I catch it. If it's extremely hard for you to do this, you can ask someone in your family to help you, or you can just bring your back knee down, find the strap, and then bring your back knee up. Once you're done, let's stay here for a few breaths. Push your knee into your arm, and at the same time push your arm into your knee to do the twist. It's a very hard pose, so it's fine if you only stay at half bounded, which means you don't need to hold the strap with the other hand today. And it's very tiring for the legs too. Maybe because I was running yesterday. Oops. And slowly get out of the pose. Once we're done, step your back foot forward. So tiring in the standing leg. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend, holding the hands into the heels and forward bend. And after forward bending, let's sit down toward the floor. Oops. And now we're going to do the cow face pose. So let's cross leg and hold the strap on your right hand. Bring the right hand over your head and put the strap down, and bring your left hand underneath and hold the other end of the strap. While you are here, try not to let your arm cross into your head, but actually try to sit up straight and independently from your arm, and try to bring both of your elbows behind for the Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Walk your hands as close as you can toward each other and stay here for a few breaths. And now we're going to do the leg too. So the arm that is on the top, the leg will be underneath. Your right leg will be underneath, and your left leg will be on top. So if I sit here, I may look on the opposite of you, but now your right arm is on top and your left leg is on top. Try to stack your knee on top of each other and keep both of your hips on the floor. If you feel like this is too much for you, you can just sit cross-leg and start leaning your belly down toward your thighs. So this pose, Gomukhasana, is quite hard for me too. And I feel like it's harder now that I start running, actually. And then let's slowly get out of this pose and change side. So now I'm going to hold the strap with my left hand and bring it over my head, and my right hand will go from underneath. And at first I'm going to try to hold my hand as close as I can toward each other without crossing my head, and try to bring both of your elbows behind, so you're sitting up straight and independent from the arms. Then I'm going to switch the leg, and you too. Oops. Okay, so try to keep both of your sitting bones on the ground and try to stack your knees as close on top of each other as you can. And then let's lean forward so that your chest comes closer toward your knee. And eventually, let's get out of this pose, release the strap. Now you can hug your knees and rock yourself forward and backward. Try to make big momentum so that you can roll all the way, all along your spine, all the way from your hips to your shoulders. And eventually, let's lay down to the ground in Savasana, relaxing arms and legs, strengthening them on the floor. Ooh, we're done. I feel like I'm a few centimeters longer now. Twisting is softening around your torso and also at your hips and especially at your shoulders. So now let your hips and your shoulders relax on the floor. Just think of how you have been slow cooking your body and now you are melting down toward the ground. Stay and feel how your breath is cooling down. And your skin is cooling down too. You can close your eyes and relax and rest in Savasana. But I'm going to get out of the pose and finish the class. How do you feel right now? Whenever I do twist, even though it's the same basic yoga poses that I have been doing many times, almost every time I do yoga, I always sweat and it's hard. Do you think so? So please comment and let me know how you feel. Like which side is your easy twisting side, which side is harder to twist, and what do you feel if you hear any crack in your spine or in your shoulders or something. Let me know in the comment section, and we're going to do more yoga together and you're going to feel much more improvement. If you want to learn yoga in a course and see great changes in your body at the supervising of myself, you can sign up for my 42 yoga classes course. And just hit me in the comment, I'm going to send you the detail. So I will see you soon and do yoga. Goodbye.